Have you ever felt like you're just running on a treadmill, following some script that doesn't really feel like it's yours? If that sounds familiar, then this is for you. We're not just going to talk about ideas today, we're actually going to do a hands-on personal workshop. This is your guided tutorial, and the goal is to help you apply some really powerful principles directly to your life, so you can start building a more authentic way of being, right now. Let's dive in.
Everything we're going to do starts with this one core idea. You see, so many of us are completely exhausted because we treat life like it's this giant puzzle we have to solve, or a machine we have to control. We're constantly trying to force the pieces into place, and honestly, that's exactly why we burn out. This metaphor is a game changer because it offers a totally different path. What if, instead of trying to fight the ocean, you just learned how to surf?
And this slide really breaks that down. On one side, you have the old model, control. It's all about setting these rigid goals and trying to force outcomes. The problem is, it's brittle. It leads to constant anxiety, because life, doesn't always follow our script. But the new model is all about coordination. It's about feeling the rhythm of the system, your life, and learning to move with it. It's more like a dance than a battle.
So, here's our roadmap for this little journey. We've just talked about that crucial shift in perspective. Next, we're going to walk through 3 very practical steps. First, we'll audit your life. Then we'll find your compass, and finally, we'll talk about taking aligned action. And at the end, we'll see how all these pieces come together to create your new, more resilient operating system.
All right, let's get into it. Step 1, auditing your life. I want you to think of yourself as an archaeologist of your own life. Before you can change anything, you've got to see it clearly first. So this step is all about gathering the raw data of your day-to-day. And the key here, and this is really important, is to do it with curiosity, not judgment. We're not trying to fix anything yet. We're just looking.
And this is the question at the heart of our audit. We are obsessed with managing our time, right? But the real currency of a life well lived is energy. Think about it. An hour when you're totally exhausted is not the same as an hour when you're feeling alive and focused. So the big question is, where is your vital energy actually going?
So here's exactly what you're going to do. For 1 week, just 7 days, look at your day in 2-hour chunks. And at the end of each block, just ask yourself, did that leave me feeling energized, drained, or kind of neutral? And be a detective about it. Note the triggers. What were you doing? Who were you with? Where were you? At the end of that week, you'll have this incredible set of raw data that can lead to a major breakthrough.
And this is what you get at the end, your own personal energy balance sheet. It's just a simple 2-column list. On one side, you put everything that recharges you. On the other, everything that drains you. Now, here's the big reveal. This isn't just some list. This is a map to your authentic self. It's who you really are, underneath all the layers of who you think you should be. Because your energy doesn't lie.
Okay, moving on to step 2. That energy audit we just did, that wasn't just a random exercise. It literally gave us a personalized map of our own inner world. So now, we're going to use that map to find our internal compass, our true north. We're about to translate all that raw data into a real, clear sense of direction.
So many of us get completely paralyzed searching for our purpose with a capital P. We treat it like it's this one hidden treasure, and if we don't find it, our life is a failure. But that's a total trap. A better way to think about purpose is less like a treasure you find and more like a garden you cultivate. It's not something you discover, it's something that grows out of the way you live.
So let's just scrap that huge, intimidating question for a minute. And instead, let's ask a much more grounded and frankly, more powerful one, where am I useful? This simple reframe is an absolute game changer. It shifts your focus from your ego to service, from some grand mission to the small, daily acts where your energy and the world's needs actually connect.
So how do you know where that purpose garden of yours is starting to grow? Well, it usually shows these 3 signs. Number 1, it's genuinely useful to someone else. 2, it gives you energy. You look up from what you're doing and realize hours have passed. And 3, there's a natural pull for it. Other people keep asking you to do more of it. When you see those 3 things line up, pay very close attention. That's your compass needle pointing north.
Okay, let's get moving with step 3, taking aligned action. This is where the rubber meets the road, people. We've got the data from our audit, we've got a sense of direction from our compass. Now it's time to put all that insight into motion. How do we actually translate this self-knowledge into tangible daily practices that start to reshape our lives?
Here's a fantastic little tool to break the cycle of procrastination. If you find yourself avoiding something important for more than 3 days, that difficult email, that task you keep putting off, that's your alarm bell. You have to take one small action. Either schedule it in your calendar for a specific time or just script the very first sentence. The goal isn't to finish it, it's just to break the inertia.
We all know that feeling, right? When you're stuck in a mental spiral, just replaying the same anxious thoughts over and over again. Well, here's a brilliant escape hatch. Use your body to quiet your mind. Don't try to think your way out of the loop. Instead, get up, take a walk around the block, do 10 push-ups. A physical pattern interrupt is often the fastest way to break a mental one.
This is so important. Stop relying on willpower. It's a finite resource. It just runs out. This isn't about trying harder. It's about designing smarter. I want you to become an architect of your own environment. If you want to stop a bad habit, add friction to it. Move your phone to another room. Uninstall the distracting app. If you make the wrong thing harder to do, the right thing naturally becomes the path of least resistance.
This is a fantastic exercise for cutting down stress, like instantly. Grab a piece of paper and draw 2 circles, one inside the other. In that inner circle, write down everything you can directly control, your actions, your responses, the effort you put in. And in the outer circle, list the things you care about but can only influence, other people's reactions, the final outcome. Your whole job is to pour your energy into that inner circle and practice letting go of the outer one.
So many of us feel disconnected, like we're just watching our own lives on autopilot. This is a beautiful, simple little ritual to anchor you back in the present moment. Pick a physical touchstone that you interact with every day. Maybe it's your steering wheel, your coffee mug, or your front doorknob. Then attach a simple intention to it. For example, every single time you touch your doorknob to enter your home, you pause, take one full breath, and say to yourself, I am here now.
So as we bring all of these pieces together, what have we really been building this whole time? It's so much more than just a collection of new habits. We've basically been installing a completely new internal operating system. We're upgrading from a system that's kind of buggy and prone to crashing under pressure to one that is flexible, resilient, and actually built for the real world.
And this comparison right here really gets to the heart of this entire shift. See, the person who's seeking control needs reality to bend to their will, and they shatter when it doesn't. But the person who's building capacity, they accept that reality is unpredictable, so they focus on becoming strong and flexible enough to handle whatever comes their way. One path is brittle. The other is what you might call anti-fragile. It doesn't just resist stress, it actually gets stronger because of it.
And this, right here, is the ultimate takeaway of our entire tutorial. The goal was never to tame life and make it behave. The real work is an inside job. It's about building the internal character, the resilience, to navigate the beautiful chaos with grace. It's about becoming someone who can surf the waves instead of being crushed by them.
So, I'll leave you with this final, empowering question. You have the data from your audit. You have your compass. You have the tools for action. So, forget about changing your entire life tomorrow. What is the one small, concrete move you can make today to honor the truth you've just uncovered for yourself? Because that is where your new story begins.